Hi, everyone. Welcome to our STORM Dynasty team call. We are so excited to have everyone here tonight, and we know it's late, so bear with us. We're going to get this done, and our topic tonight is strategizing your business, and I think that, really, in order to be successful in this business, you have to treat it like a business. If you want it to be a hobby, it can be a hobby, but if you want to grow your business and be very successful, getting a strategy in place early on is very important. So Laura has some great tidbits for us today, and she's got about 6 points she wants to go over. So with that,
I think you kicked it
go
over.
ahead, Laura, take it up. Yeah. Dang it.
That's okay. This is going to be a little clunky tonight because I'm going to try and share my screen, but thanks, Bren. I'm just going to jump into this so we can make it quick and then do some Q&A at the end. So I'm going to try and share my screen. You guys will have to tell me if you see it. Okay, cool. Can you guys see my slide? Awesome. Okay, so awesome. Strategizing your business. So this, we talk so much about all these different pieces across all of these different things within our business, right? It's personal development, there's vital behaviors, there's all sorts of different things that we talk about. But as far as putting it all together and actually coming up with a strategy and a plan, that's what this call is about. So I hope that you guys will get at least one or two things from this. If not all six will be, ahas, but at least one or two should hopefully be, solid things for you to implement in your business. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So first and foremost, this is a business, right? All of us are in this because we love to help people. We love health and fitness. But for those people that, want to quit their day job or want to make a significant income, this is a business. So one of the primary, kind of overarching themes here is you have to be intentional, right? So I wrote on here, don't let the success of your business fall on what could have been or what might have been. Go make it happen. So absolutely critical that you kind of take that to heart and recognize each and every little bit and piece here. You have to go do it. You have to implement it. Okay, so first up, this is a business, right? We need to get our mind right. And maybe this should have been mindset. This is a business, because that's really where it starts. If you are not treating this like you would treat a job that you get paid by someone else, then you're not starting on the right track. So first and foremost, get your head right. Remember that this is a business and you're going to want to treat it like one. There's a couple other things that kind of go hand in hand with this, but I think they're on the next page because I know I'll touch on them. So point number 2, monthly and quarterly schedule. So every month I pretty much strategize my month the same way. And I will drop, when I post this, I'll drop in the comment section Anita Myron's video where she talks about how she strategizes and plans out her month. I saw that maybe my first or second week as a coach, and it blew my mind. It has set up everything that I have done in terms of planning ever since then. So for me, I actually think I have my calendar here. So if you can see this, it helps me remember. So the first week of every month is going to be some type of free group. So sometimes that's a clean eating group. And again, not every month do you have to run a free group, but it's just one more way to kind of drum up business, help people figure out if this is the stepping stone that they need to get into maybe a fully paid challenge group, or, maybe not, right? Maybe all they need is a free group. So typically the first week of the month, I'll run a free clean eating group, or I did a how to get your butt out of bed group, kind of a miracle morning type group, but you can do stuff like that. Find whatever it is that resonates with you. Maybe it's an ab challenge, or I did a Tabata challenge one week, and that was really fun. Most people don't know what Tabata is, so that was a great thing. If you don't know what it is, go Google it. I'm not going to tell you now. So second week of the month is typically when we run a new coach mentorship group. And We used to run a separate group for this, but we've actually started doing it within our team page. And I really like that because it's actually causing some of our not brand new coaches to kind of re-engage. So sometimes people fall off the bandwagon, they forget their goals, they forget why they're in this. So having that in our main group page has actually been really helpful. So that's usually the second week of the month. The third week of the month is when I start my new challenge group, and that's kind of like when I set a deadline. I have just started implementing a rolling challenge group. So it's always going. If you have people like mid-month that want to start, or like early in the month that are ready and gung-ho, they don't have to wait. But I typically start mine that third Monday of the month. And that gives me a chance to, like, again, being strategic, that gives me an opportunity to hit Success Club by the 15th, or like by the middle of the month. Then I don't have to worry and stress the second half of the month. Or, I can start focusing on recruiting coaches as opposed to recruiting challengers, or I can start recruiting for the next month. It takes a lot of stress off the plate if you've hit Success Club by like that second week, that middle of the month. Okay, so that's the third week. And then the fourth week is kind of like your prep week again, right? So now you're going to be advertising again for your free clean eating group or your free Tabata group or whatever you're going to do. That's week 4 as you get prepped and ready. So again, I will post Anita's video, the link to that, because she kind of does a better job of explaining it than I am. But that's how I kind of do my weeks. Intermittent with that is, we have team calls every other week. Brenly and I have our Success Partner check-ins on the opposite weeks. We do webinars. I know Anita does them like weekly. Right now, I think we're doing it like monthly or twice a month. So there's a lot that you can do here. But for brand new coaches, like, don't get overwhelmed by this. The whole point is to have a plan and know how you're going to execute. Right? Don't just leave this up in the air to, I think I'm going to run a challenge group in 3 days. Oops, I haven't been advertising for it. Right? So you want to be strategic about when you advertise, when you're planning on starting that group, etc. I'm going to set this down. Oops. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so point number 3, customer interactions. So this is something that I just started doing, and I really wish that I had started doing it sooner, and I'm a little bit embarrassed that I didn't. So what I mean by customer interactions, so I have a very strategic, right, way that I interact with my customers once they've signed up. And again, I feel bad, right? Because Taylor, one of my coaches who's listening to this, I didn't do this with her. And I feel horrible that I didn't get to give her this experience, because I know how much better it is now for the challengers that are coming along. But you know what? That's all part of the business, right? As we grow and we get better, we start to, provide better service to our customers and to our coaches. So I know, growing pains. But the way that I do it now, of course, I have a sticky note because I have sticky notes for everything. So first and foremost, and I share this with people before they've even signed up, I tell them, right, we're going to decide, talk about your goals, the big goals, your big why, and pick a program that's going to fit in line with those goals and then fit in line with, all the other things that, your schedule, your current eating habits, all of that stuff. Part 2, we're going to really dive into your goals in terms of what is measurable. So I don't like setting weight goals, but if that's something that, this person wants to lose 10 pounds, or they want to fit into this dress by this date, I want to try and find something that's a benchmark and a timeline, so we can, have something very concrete that we're going for, instead of just I want to lose weight, right? That's really hard to measure. So I get really kind of in the weeds with people, and we write down their goals. I have it all written down. I keep it so that I can refer back to that, because part 3, I do weekly one-on-one check-ins with them. And typically it's over email or text message, but some people like to do the Zoom chat. Some people like the phone call, Just kind of depends on, them and their preference. But again, I'm going to be able to now go back to their goals because we've really talked about that in detail. We've talked about the benchmarks and the timelines. And I can also draw back upon that big why. So when they tell me that they had, it was like 50-50 weeks. They were good for 4 days, but they were kind of bad for 3 days. They didn't stick to the program. They didn't work out, whatever. Right now I can pull in, hey, remember when we talked about the reason that you're doing this is because you want your daughter to see healthy eating habits over time and being consistent. Do you remember us talking about that? And it's like that kind of wake-up call that they need. But if I wasn't recording that and I wasn't writing it down and I wasn't getting into that with them before they signed up, then their success long-term would be significantly hindered. Okay. And then the fourth part of the customer interactions is the online Facebook group. So again, I've started hosting a rolling group. So we're constantly adding people. And I really love what Chelsea Pearson talks about when she did a video about challenge groups and how she runs hers. She doesn't necessarily look for the people that are the most engaged with her because, most people, unlike us, are not always on Facebook. They're not always checking in, not always posting their food or workouts or whatever. People are busy, and I've kind of taken a softer approach now with my challengers that as long as they're checking in with me one-on-one each week and they're responding to my emails and, they're active in terms of engaged with me, then post in the group, don't post in the group. It's there to be a resource, not something that's supposed to be a burden for them. So I've really tried to kind of soften myself to other people being busy and having lives. So that is everything that I do on customer interactions. So I think it's really important that when you're starting up, you kind of do get yourself a plan, get a game plan for how you are going to help people through the process. It does not have to be my same plan, but you should have something. And I really recommend getting into the why people want to lose weight before you sign them up for any kind of challenge pack, potentially even a free group. I think when people say I want to lose weight, that's great. Of course, I think most people could probably stand to lose a few pounds, but that's not, wanting to look good isn't going to be something that carries them on for a really long time. So that is my 2 cents on customer interactions. If you guys have any questions on that, you just leave me a comment. Okay. Personal development. Oh, let me stop. Let me go back. Daily actions. So at the very top of this slide, I have daily interactions, right? This is, again, that kind of overarching theme. So it's the compound effect. If you haven't read that book, go read that book. It's awesome. So it is the result of little actions day after day that make big changes over time. So you have to constantly be pushing towards your goals, even if they are huge, gigantic goals, right? Break them down and then know what daily actions you are going to take to get there. Okay, so personal development. This is the first one. And I know Jessica said on a team call months ago, it cracked me up. She was like, if there was some kind of rank advancement or we got paid based on personal development, I would be a millionaire. And I totally feel the same way because I love personal development. I do it constantly. I am always listening to YouTube or an audiobook or just something. Even at the grocery store, if I get 10 minutes to myself, audiobook it up, right? And I was telling my husband tonight that the girls are so awesome in the car when we drive around town listening to Tony Robbins. They love it. And I think they're totally going to be coaches at his seminars when they're 18. But that's kind of beside the point. Anyway, personal development is so critical. And I think a lot of people really overlook how important it is. If you do the same things day after day and expect different results, what do you think is going to happen if you do the same thing, right? We've heard that quote before. Everyone has. So nothing's going to change if you are not changing. So figure out what it is that you need in your life, in your business, in your marriage, in your friendships, whatever. There's always something to help, take you to the next level. Like, I personally am like, right, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, Brian Tracy, love all of them. I've been a huge advocate for personal development long before I started at Beachbody. So anything that you can do to make yourself better or make yourself think in a different way, or, even just like watching this video, right? You are learning something new. That is incredible, and that will take your business forward. But you have to do it a little bit every day. It can't be this big chunk once a month and hope that you took in something that you can implement tomorrow, right? It's that little actions day after day. Okay, number 5, your daily schedule. So I know I love to bullet journal. I just started doing it like a couple months ago, and I'm totally obsessed. So that's one way that I really stay on point is I have, I track these certain actions, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. Like, I have all these things that I need to accomplish, and I schedule that time in my day. So right now I'm writing a book. I have to schedule in 30 minutes, like, out of my day at my full-time job. I take a 30-minute break, like I count it as my lunch break. This is when I'm going to work on writing my book. This is the time that I'm going to wake up and work out, and then right after that I'm going to work on Beachbody. In the evening, every night from 8:30 to 11:30, that's my Beachbody time. Like, it has to be in there. You have to treat it like a meeting or, something that you would be holding yourself accountable to. You have to do that every single day. I am a big fan of making it the same approximate schedule. Your Monday through Friday should pretty much be, like, if you can, the same. I know a lot of people have jobs it just doesn't work, right? Like nurses, when you have like the odd hours and everything, but the more you can make it consistent, the better, the more likely you're going to stick to it. That is critical to you being, again, strategic in your business, strategic in your daily schedule. And point number 6, which, thank you, Janelle Summers. I had no idea that she was in our upline. I am so excited. That just like made my heart so happy when I found that out the other day. She did a great video, great call last week about reverse engineering yourself to basically, I think it was like 5-star diamond or 8-star diamond. I think it was an income goal that she was talking about. And I'm terrible at reverse engineering. Like, that is one of my biggest flaws in this business, because I don't fully understand how to get to the things I want. I just know that if I work hard and I do these things every day, I will get there. But you have to do more than that, right? Again, it's a business. How would any business owner expect to be successful, expect to know their break-even point, if they didn't have the data behind it? So if you have goals, like whatever those goals are, go research it, go figure out what you need to do to get to where you want to be. And then based on that, you have to, again, like reverse engineer it. And I will post her a link to her video as well in the comments. But you have to go back and work backwards to figure it out, right? When she did this video, and I realized, one, I'm not reaching out to enough people every day. I'm not talking to enough people to make the goals that I want happen on the timeline that I want. They can still happen. It's just going to take a lot longer if I continue at the rate I'm going. So that was a huge wake-up call for me. I don't know. I think that after talking to a few other people, it was kind of like oh my gosh, I had no idea I needed to be talking to so many people, and I had no idea that those were the numbers of people that actually start to coach and then want to work the business and all of that, right? So again, start with that goal, start with the end in mind, and reverse engineer it from there. If you need help with that, I promise you I am learning. I'm trying to learn how to get exactly to where I want to go. So happy to help you guys work through that. And I know Brenly is as well. So if you have questions, we can at least point you in the right direction, if not help you get there. You know what, guys, that was super fast, and I hope I didn't talk too quickly, but that's everything that I have. So hopefully someone has questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, I'm going to put on gallery. Okay. Taylor,
Laura,
anything? You guys got any questions?
Yeah, I was going to say that those points are, all very, very, very true. And I think that, sometimes it's good to kind of break it down a little bit, because I think we forget sometimes that how basic we can make it, because we get too wrapped up in rank, or we get too wrapped up in numbers. So we really just have to bring it down to, the focal points of what is important, and so I think that you outlined it very, very well. So thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
What do you got, Taylor?
Got anything?
I just have to rewatch this tomorrow.
Like, I can try and keep my eyes open, guys.
I did. Do you have anything more, Laura?
That was it. Super fast tonight. I think I probably breezed over a lot of stuff that I might have wanted to include and have forgotten. So hopefully I got it all, but
that's okay.
This was a lunch call.
When you post this, can you write down the 6 in your comments?
Sure. You got it.
See it that way too.
You know what I'll do? Yeah. I'll post my slides in our team page. How about that?
That works as well.
Okay. Because they're pretty.
I go to bed at like 9.
Okay, well, we need to get out of here so Taylor can go to bed. But again, I will post. Oh, yeah.
I have one thing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say this. So sometimes, in this business, we get overwhelmed and we get, kind of stressed out about all these things that we have to do. And like I said, bring it back to the basics. Say this. Laura and I believe in this company so much, and we love what we do, and we believe in you. So if you don't quite believe in you, or you're like, where am I at? Like, we believe in you. So until you believe in you 100%, we believe in you. If you have to lean on us for now, do it. Because I remember being there. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And it took me a while to realize that this business, I knew it was for me, but I was like, I just didn't have like the belief in myself, like deep down, my why wasn't strong enough. And so once I got clear on that, it made a world of difference. But I leaned on the other people that were believing in me, like my coach, she believed in me. And I was like, you're right, I can do this. And then somewhere along the way, and once I got my why defined, everything kind of clicked. So like I said, if you, are still working through that process, we believe in you and we know you can do it. So keep pushing. Okay? Yay.
Amen. I love it. Thank you. That was a perfect
annoying Laura.
Perfect bookends.
Well, thank you, Laura, for everything that you said tonight. And we are so happy to have everybody on this call. And we hope that you will catch us next time on our next Storm Dynasty call. And we hope everyone has a great evening. Talk to you later.
Bye. Thanks, guys.